Since the historic peace agreement between FARC rebels and the Colombian government in 2016, many challenges have emerged. However, there are also a number of positive stories that have boosted peace in the country. Today, we look at 5 of them, based on interviews with experts in the field.
You have a president who's been openly pro-peace, who is actually trying to bring back the FARC into all the political mechanisms that were created for the implementation of the peace agreement, and who is trying to change the narrative that have been created against former combatants. And this is something that was unthinkable in Colombia, is that a former guerrilla fighter could become president.
So the idea of total peace is, if you like, it's a step up from the peace accord of 2016. He wishes to speak with all armed and criminal groups, engage in dialogue with them all, criminal and political groups, so revolutionary groups and purely illicit groups, to see if they can come to an understanding, strike peace deals if necessary, strike packages of judicial leniency in return for demobilization, or at least ceasing certain activities. He is envisaging a whole series of different accords with these groups to finally, definitively bring peace for Colombia.
The large majority of FARC members at the time of the signing of the peace accord approved the accord and were committed to it and demobilized. I think something around 90% of the guerrilla group agreed to the peace accord and handed over their weapons, which is historic in demobilization terms worldwide. They complained that there were no women at the negotiating table, and they made a really strong call with bringing together women's organizations from different sectors of society, and they managed to get women appointed to both negotiating teams, and for there to be the creation of a gender subcommission in the negotiations to ensure that there was a gender focus in all of the different points that were going to be agreed. And this is a world first in peace processes.
The international community are almost unlike any other armed conflict in the world of recent years, has been almost entirely united in support for a negotiated end to the Colombian conflict. The support for the FARC deal was unanimous in the UN Security Council. The UN mission was dispatched without any problem, with the support of Russia, China, the United States, France, Britain, and everybody else. And one of the reasons for this is that the call for the UN mission, call for international support, whether from the European Union or the United States for that peace process, came from the Colombian state and from the FARC. When both sides in the peace process call for international support, the international community is able to mobilize much more easily in that regard.